and they proved so popular that the Army began distributing them widely. Not bad for a weapon with its first design dating back 70 years. Of course, a lot has changed in 7 decades. The Army is even testing a new version of the Carl Gustav called the M4, known in the United States as the M3E1. To put it simply, it's a really powerful rifle that vents pressure from the blast which propels the round from a port in the launcher's rear. It would be absolutely unwise to stand behind a Carl Gustav when one goes off. It's not a rocket launcher, exactly. But the Carl Gustav can fire rounds which have a tiny rocket to boost them farther. A wide variety of ammunition ranges from high explosives, anti-tank warheads, smoke and eviscerating flechette darts. The war in Afghanistan had a lot to do with the Carl Gustav seeing a revival in U.S. service. Militants harassed American troops from long ranges and from behind cover, making it hard to shoot back. A missile from an orbiting aircraft or a shoulder-fired javelin launcher would reach far enough, at a cost of around $80,000 per missile. A single Carl Gustav round costs at most around 3% as much, and carries an effective range of 1,000 meters if it's a rocket-boosted round. So it's no wonder why the Army loves it. Fundamentally, the launcher's design hasn't changed. Saab, the weapon's Swedish developer, is pitching the M3E1 as a collection of evolutionary improvements optimized for urban warfare. It's slightly smaller and weighs around 15 pounds, 7 pounds lighter than the current M3. The M3's weight is one thing soldiers don't tend to like about it. And since modern soldiers wear a lot more headgear, Saab tweaked the design to be more ergonomic and adjustable. Awkward is not a feeling a soldier wants to have when firing a high-explosive round in an urban firefight. The M3E1 also features an interface for intelligent sights, allowing soldiers to program air-bursting rounds to explode above a precise point. Remember that the Carl Gustav's selling point is that it's cheap, simple and brutal on the battlefield. Eventually, it will wear out. So Saab added a device which records how many times the launcher has been fired. The problem with the current M3 is that US Army requires its soldiers to mark in a notebook how many times they fire. This number must be exact. If there's confusion over a specific M3's firing history, the Army cuts that weapon's service life in half. In any case, the Pentagon could start buying the M3E1 as soon as late 2017 once the Army is done with testing and likes what it sees. If so, it could keep the Swedish recoilless rifles blasting away for decades to come. In early September, the Army doled out 1,111 upgraded 84mm M3 Carl Gustav recoilless rifles to its soldiers and operators. Now the Marine Corps is looking to get in on the bazooka goodness. Marine officials are weighing the possibility of acquiring the new M3E1 multi-role anti-armor anti-personnel weapon system (MAWS) as a lightweight substitute for the existing 153 Malawian Quachas shoulder-launched multipurpose assault weapons (SMAW), traditionally reserved for bunker busting. The move, first reported on November 7 by Military.com, could put the legendary Carl Gustav bazooka weapons system in Marine Corps hands for the first time. Right now we have a registered capability gap for multiple effects rocket fire, Chris Woodburn, deputy for the Marine Corps Capabilities Development Directorate's Maneuver Branch, told Military.com. So the Army and SOCOM have the MAAWS, and we are looking to get the resourcing we need to pursue the next iteration of MAAWS. After a year of testing by the Army Research, Development and Engineering Command, the Corps is now working with the Army to purchase its own arsenal of 1,200 Carl Gustavs from Swedish manufacturer Saab, MAWS product director Kevin Finch told Military.com. Marines with the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit, the Corps' only continuously forward-deployed unit, tested new Carl M3E1 weapon systems on October 25 at the Camp Hansen training area near Okinawa, Japan. The M3E1 is certainly less cumbersome than its higher-powered predecessors. Its re-engineered titanium shell is a full 6 pounds lighter, but still laden with bells and whistles like a specialized automatic round counter and an onboard ballistics computer. But the flexibility of multiple effects rockets set for airburst or proximity detonation, though a customizable fire control and fuse setting system, is a major selling point for Pentagon planners. It helps that the M3E1 can outfire both the Corps' current SMAWs and the PKM machine gun favored by insurgents downrange. The current system that the Army uses is the AT-4, which only allows soldiers to fire one shot, and then they have to throw the system away. Randy Everett, Army Project Manager for the Foreign Technology Program, said in a statement in September. With the M3E1, soldiers can use different types of ammunition, which gives them an increased capability on the battlefield. It remains to be seen when the explosive new Carl Gustav will actually tear up modern battlefields. Saab North America Marketing Director Jack Seymour told Marine Corps Times in October that the M3E1 still faces roughly 6 more months of assessment after its current testing and evaluation period. But while the Army is slated to field the M31E by 2023, Finch told Military.com that the Marine Corps could jump on board the contract as early as 2019. That may seem like a long time from now, according to DoD Product Monkeys. But the firepower may be worth it. The best distillation of the awesome power of Carl Gustav in the hands of a Marine comes from Chief Warrant Officer 5 Christian Wade, the gunner for 2nd Marine Division at Camp Lejeune and beloved firearm junkie. The most important thing you could say to a Marine about the Carl Gustav and SMAW is that, by putting a Carl Gustav in his hand, he could have devastating effects on the enemy, Wade told Military.com. And there's so many Carl Gustav rounds that we haven't tested,